Hi all, this is the first of what I hope to be a new series. It's not craft related at all, so if you're here for that, sorry. This is just basically to kind of keep a health diary. My health has been getting me down recently, so I'm just in so much pain and tired, and so I thought what I'd do is I'd record through the day how I'm feeling. And then at the end of the day I will list one positive thing, and I think listing one positive thing each day will help keep my spirits up, hopefully other people's, because maybe it'll help them see the one positive thing in what otherwise can be a rather crappy day for most of us with chronic health issues. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I don't know if anyone will watch these, but we can see. So those who don't know, I have ME, fibromyalgia, hemiplegic migraines, which aren't really migraines. Their fullest extent, they mimic strokes, and the minor ones are numbness, weakness, slurred speech, forgetting words, blurry eyes, vertigo, which I also suffer normally, so that's just on top of. So it's not just a headache. I also suffer from chronic migraines, which are normal migraines. So that's the nausea, the vertigo, the hot and cold flashes, the actual sickness, blinding headaches, light sensitivity, noise sensitivity, all the usual that goes with a proper migraine. Daily headaches, which is what usually triggers my migraines. I'll get daily headaches progressively getting worse, and then I'll get a migraine. And they can be rather mild. Today is a reasonably mild day, or up to the point of just before it really becomes a migraine as such. So even a headache can be really quite painful, and that still provides me with light sensitivity and noise sensitivity, just not as bad as a migraine. Because they are two different things. Some people think a migraine is just a really bad headache, and they're not. They are two different things. I also have Cushing's, but my Cushing's is caused by my asthma pump, because I also have asthma, but it's caused adrenal suppression, so my body no longer produces cortisol, which means if I get sick, or if I'm in a car accident, or if I have some work done at a dentist, I actually have to take extra cortisol medicine. Otherwise my body can go into adrenal crisis, which is a shock, and that can actually kill me. So I have to monitor that as well. Because of the Cushing's, I have high blood pressure. I don't know why my things stop focusing there. Yeah, so because of the Cushing's, I have high blood pressure, so I have to monitor that as well. I am on tablets for it, but it doesn't always keep it low. As you can see, some of this roundness is from Cushing's, but some of it is because I am overweight. With all of my health problems, I can't go to the gym. I tried going to the gym, and that's when I had my first major hemiplegic attack. So if I try exercising too much, I actually not only trigger my ME and my fibro, but I can trigger migraines and even possibly a hemiplegic, which of course could play havoc with my Cushing's and the adrenal suppression. So they all link together. My asthma was under control, but due to the doctors deciding to put me on cheaper meds, not better meds, they took me off the better ones because it was more expensive. My asthma is no longer under control, and so that's been pretty bad as well. So yeah, I have a lot of conditions. So each day is a very variable day for me, and I never know how I'm going to be feeling. So I thought, as some people see me on good days, and they think there's nothing wrong with me, I'd start doing a diary, and maybe you might start to understand that just because I say I'm okay and I'm fine and I look okay, I'm not. Anyone with chronic health problems will know that you can vinaigrette, put on a happy face, slap on a smile, pretend you're okay for 10, 20, 30 minutes, or even save yourself by resting during the week to go out on that one special day to the cinema, or for a day out in London, or birthday party, or anything. but then the next day you pay for it, and you pay for it hard. So just because somebody sees you out doing something doesn't mean you're suddenly all better or you're faking it. The fact is, you pay for it later. And it's something that most of us with these conditions has to learn, is pacing ourselves and saying, yes, I feel okay now, but if I overdo it, I'm going to feel even worse. And you have to weigh up what is safe to do and what isn't safe to do. I'm still learning. My ME was my first diagnosis, though most of the other ones I'd had beforehand and not known about, and that was 13, 14 years ago now, when I got diagnosed, but I'd had it for longer. And I still don't know my limits because they change daily. A few years ago I had a paper round. I was waking up in the mornings, walking, doing my paper round, and I didn't feel good at the end of it. I felt bad, but mentally I felt good because I was doing something. But in the end it became too much and I crashed and burned. And now I can barely leave the house. I also have agoraphobia. Along with severe anxiety, my agoraphobia prevents me really leaving the house without my husband or someone else that I trust. So my children can take me out because I trust them. They know my conditions, they know what to do if something happens to me. And there's only a few select people I trust. But I'm working through coping mechanisms. I mean, it's meant to the point that I can now go to a creative writing group once a month with some people who have varying problems themselves. Some are perfectly healthy and some have other problems. The lady that runs that also has fibro, so they are really good. They allow me to talk when I want to, and if I can't do it, I don't do it. There's no pressure to do anything, and my husband meets me up the pub when he comes home, so I know that I'll be home safe as well, and it's only up the road, it's in the local pub. So I'm working on ways to get out, but some people think that just because I'm not under medication that I'm fine, or that because I can go around town with my husband I'm fine. No, it's learning coping mechanisms and how to not have a panic attack in the middle of town. So what looks like a calm exterior might be a complete war zone in the middle. Inside I might be panicking like mad. I mean, those who know me know that I actually have a whole host of little squishies, and they're not squishies, they're toys. Cuting toy things, you know, they're all attached to my thing. I also have fidget spinners, fidget cubes, and I play with a lot of that stuff so that it helps keep me calm, and I never leave the house without a crochet or knit project, because though yes, I love crochet and knitting, it is one of my things, it's actually a comfort for me, so I've always got that with me because that takes my mind off things. So just because I look okay doesn't mean I am. So I think this is what I'm hoping to get across, that just because somebody looks okay doesn't mean they are okay. And yes, there are fakers out there, we all know it, but not everyone you see is faking. And I think it's something that needs to be raised to awareness, that there's a lot of invisible illnesses, not just the ones I got, there are a lot more. And there's a lot of people who are being greatly upset and harmed from being accused of faking when they're not. And I think more awareness needs to be made for these people. But at the same time, I think these people need to be aware that it's the sort of grief you have to say bye to your previous life, and it can be very depressing, because you could have had all these plans and that's gone. I did, it's all gone. It took years to accept it, but this is why it brings a lot of depression and things on. And so I think I'm hoping that by finding a positive each day for me will help me, and maybe it'll encourage others to find a positive for themselves. Sometimes that positive can be something as simple as being able to get dressed, because some of us are struggling so bad that being able to get dressed is a real hard work. You can get dressed and that's it, you're done for the rest of the day. So that's a positive. What might seem like an everyday thing to someone else could be a huge positive to somebody like me with multiple health conditions, or even just the one health condition. And I think it's something people need to realise and accept, that they may feel like a failure often. I do. I often feel like I failed in life, failed with my kids, failed with my husband, but then I'm trying to remember that I did this that day, or I did that day, so I haven't failed. I've completed one thing, and that's important. I'm currently doing my degree through the Open University, and I'm getting really good scores. They're not scores I would have hoped for, but I think with all of my conditions, to be getting the 70s, 80s and 90s is good, and something I should be proud of, and I am proud of. I'm never going to be one of these ones that gets a first, but I'm online for a 2-1, and that is something I should be proud of. I may not have been able to go to uni when I was younger, I was raising my kids, but I can still do it, and that's one positive. Yesterday's positive, for example, was the last EMA for the end of the module I just done, which is my first year of year 2, because with part-time you do 2 years per 1 year. So that's a positive for yesterday, is that I completed that, it's handed in and I'm done. Positive for today so far is I'm finishing off some of these, but we'll see if there's a better positive at the end of the day. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm hoping to do these daily, and I'm hoping to do them no matter how bad I feel. I want to be able to at least do, even maybe if it's just a 3-minute video saying, morning, this is what's wrong. Just to show people that we have our up days, we have our down days, and we have our medium days, and we never know what's coming when. And we could wake up feeling one way, and by the end of the day we're feeling a completely different way. I finally woke up today without a headache, but I've been up almost 3 hours now, and the headache's coming back. I'm extremely tired, and last night I got a sty on my eyelid, so that's hurting my eye. And so I'm not feeling great, but I'm not feeling really bad either. It's just a day, which I know some of you will understand just fine. And just because, like, we've managed to brush our hair doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with us, because I've known people say, oh well, you're dressed, or you're groomed, or you're clean, so you must be fine. No, some of us just feel that doing our hair or getting dressed, though is a challenge, is something that makes us feel more human. Which probably sounds weird to those who don't have health problems, but when you're feeling so down and so and awful, just doing something that's an everyday thing for most people actually can make us feel so much better, maybe mentally and not physically, but still helps keep us from spiralling down and never finding a way back up. And it's not always as simple as just do your hair. There is obviously a lot of health problems. It's going to take a lot more than just doing your hair to get you up, but just doing that one little thing will maybe help keep you buoyant for a little while, and that's important. It's important to have a good structure around your support, and I do have that, so I'm lucky, but not everyone does. So finding a positive for the day might be just that little bit extra support for you for the day. And so if you can watch my videos and find a positive in what may be a good day or a bad day for me, it might help you find a positive for yourself. I know I've rambled and repeated myself several times, but something else, my brain goes diddly dod. I don't even know what that means. And I repeat myself because I can't remember what I've said all the time and whether I've said what I wanted to say correctly, so I have to re-say it to try to make sure I've said it correctly. And I don't always say the right words, but I hope you get what I mean. I'm gonna go now because my eyes are actually getting blurry and I can't actually see the screen. I don't know what's going on there, probably because the headache's getting worse, it might be turning into a migraine. But I will hopefully check in later with a later video. I'm hoping to do my normal craft video also today, so I'm hoping this disappears in a second so that I can get on with the rabbit and actually have something to show people. But we'll see. So hopefully until later on today, I will see you all later. Bye. Hi all, so this is the end of the day basically for my first house vlog. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it still, but you know. I've had a pretty nice day. My headache got worse for a while and it got slightly better. It's now just kind of pounding away, but it's not excruciating, so we can deal with it. I'm absolutely shattered. But my positive of the day is my nephew Max rung me up earlier and asked to come and stay for the night. So he's now upstairs playing with my son, and he's been his usual loving, adoring self, who is been as good as gold and hugs and laughs and snakes on the floor and all sorts. So he's cheered me up today. So that's my positive for the day in an otherwise feeling crappy day. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.